Hello and welcome back to Let's Talk About Things. Today, we're going to be talking about the Detective Pikachu movie. You already knew. I had to react or talk about or discuss or whatever you want to call this to the Detective Pikachu trailer. It had to happen. I've known about this movie for a long time, obviously like everybody else. I did not believe this movie was going to happen for a long time like everybody else. But a trailer has come out. It came out, I believe, yesterday for me, which was Tuesday. It was either Tuesday or Monday that it came out, and Thursday for you guys. It's Wednesday currently for me, but you know, that's how time works. But I'm going to watch the trailer and react to it. I have already watched it once, but I figure this is probably the best way for me to discuss this trailer is through actually watching it with you and talking about it. So we're going to go to Tiny Me, and I'm going to start the trailer. I'm going to start it right now.
Welcome to Rhyme City.
I like how this city looks a lot.
Tim, your dad was a legend in this precinct.
Why does he have such a... Does Ken Watanabe have that thick of an... That's Ken Watanabe, right?
I remember.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm really digging like the noir style of it. And I like this poster here, the Sinnoh chain. I hope this is in Sinnoh, because I'm a Sinnoh fetus, so you know, if this is in Sinnoh, your boy is happy about it. Best gen, at me.
Whoever you are.
I love this. I thought the stapler was a gun the first time I watched it, and I was like, oh my god.
Here we go. I know.
And there's Pikachu.
Can't understand me.
I love how Pikachu looks. I think he looks great.
I will electrocute
I hate
you.
Ryan Reynolds' voice, but I love how Pikachu looks.
Did you just talk? Whoa. Did you just understand me?
Oh my god, you can understand
You know what?
me. Stop.
It's working a little bit better for me now.
They try to talk to me all the time. All they hear is
I'm gonna pause. So, the first time I watched this trailer, I really disliked Ryan Reynolds' voice for Pikachu. I mean, I think Ryan Reynolds is a great actor, but it wasn't doing for me what he did with Deadpool, where with Deadpool, he became Deadpool. He was Deadpool. There was, you know what I mean? I had no center of disbelief because I was like, yes, this is Deadpool. This is great. Good. I'm not getting that with Pikachu. It doesn't feel like Pikachu is talking. It feels like Ryan Reynolds is talking and they overlaid the sound on a Pikachu and it just doesn't sound right. I wish they had gone with a different voice actor because I like a lot, like, I think it's the Japanese voice for Detective Pikachu in the video game where he has this very deep, like, very gritty detective voice. I really like that voice, and I wish they had gone with something like that, because I think it would have fit the character a little bit more. Although I'm sure Ryan Reynolds is do fine in this film because he's a good actor, and I guarantee I'll get more used to it, because even this time it's sounding a little bit less weird to me, but, you know, that's how I feel about that. So, starting that up again.
Hear him, right?
Love that they put the old voice in there.
Guy, he's adorable.
You're adorable. They can't understand me, kid.
Can no one else hear him?
Although it is kind of weird to see humans, like live action humans in this.
What about a world-class detective? Because if you want to find your pops, I'm your best bet.
Pancham looks horrible. Terrible. Remember when those images leaked? Bulbasaur looks great. Jigglypuff looks amazing. Charizard not so much. Greninja even worse, but
Magic that brought us together, and that magic.
Psyduck looks okay. I think Psyduck looks okay. I'm wondering if...
Listen up.
Oh, Mr.
We
Mime.
got ways to make you talk.
Here we go.
Or mime.
Yeah.
So tell us what we want to know.
I love this
Yes,
clip.
I can. Shoving, pushing. My problem is that I push people away and then hate them for leaving.
He's saying you can shove it.
What? I can shove it? No, we're switching roles. I'm bad cop. You're good cop.
I can't believe I'm laughing at this.
In my head, I saw that differently.
It annoys me almost that I'm laughing at that because it's not fun. I don't like that kind of comedy in this movie. I think it's a little bit weird they're putting such dark comedy. But like a Mr. Mime telling Pikachu to go shove it is probably the funniest thing. Oh, I don't know. It just everything about this movie should not work. The live action shouldn't work. The detailed Pokemon look should not work. The actors who they've chosen should not work. Nothing about it should work. The idea of a live-action Pokemon movie is already completely ridiculous. But for whatever reason, it works. It looks like it's going to be a good movie, and quite possibly the first good video game movie, which is incredible. And it's weird because I look at this and my initial reaction was, well, why the heck isn't this in animation? Why did they choose to go with live action? And I've had that opinion up until I started this video, but watching this trailer, again, for the second time, for whatever reason, kind of made me switch my thinking and be like, well, of course it's in live action. Why wouldn't it be in live action? And it's strange because the whole time I had thought about this film, I was thinking about, well, why in God's name would they make this live action and not animated? Because it would seem like such an easy concept to make it animated. But I don't know. It clicked this time. Something just moved in the right way that the live action made sense to me. And I think it looks good. I think it looks a little weird. You know, Greninja and Charizard, for example, look terrible in the best way. But I think like Jigglypuff and Psyduck and Mr. Mime all look great. Really like how they look. I think it's weird that Mr. Mime's shoulders are dodgeballs, but even that works for me. And like I said, I do have some of the problem with the casting of Ryan Reynolds. I don't think it's the best casting in the world, but it's not bad. He's a good actor. I like him, so I'm sure it'll be fine. I also want to address the point that I know some people are like, well, why wouldn't they just make a Pokemon movie to begin with? I think this is the right move. I think this is the right move to make it about Detective Pikachu and not just a grander Pokemon thing. Because I think that's a lot of the problems things like I Choose You and presumably Power of Us will have. It's too grand of a scope. This isn't personal enough. This isn't small enough. It's like what a lot of Marvel movies are having issues with, in my opinion. Because if you look at the better Marvel movies that have come out recently, and you look at things like Spider-Man Homecoming or Black Panther, these are contained storylines. These are personal storylines. It's not about saving the world. It's about saving, New York, or it's about saving Wakanda. It's about a specific area and why that is important to the character, and it's not about the entire universe. Sure, that works for things like Infinity War, but I think it's the same thing here. If this is a trainer, even if on a very personal journey, going out and catching a team of 6 Pokemon, that is 6 Pokemon you need to develop within like an hour or two. It isn't enough time. Whereas now you can focus on just Pikachu and this kid, and I think it'll be a good movie. I'm sure the girl in this and Psyduck will get quite a bit of screen time as well, but I think that's great. I think having Psyduck and Pikachu, obviously great callbacks to Ash and Misty. Brock, I guess, can go shove himself, but that'd be nice if they give like Ken Watanabe like a Zubat or a Vulpix. That'd be cool, right? If you have a Vulpix. But I don't know, it worked for me. I liked the selection of Pokemon. I like that you see like Dodrio and Comfey and Flabébé and Morlul and Bulbasaur and Squirtle and Pancham and Rufflet and Braviary. You see so many Pokemon in the background, and it's very clear that the people who design the Pokemon care. I mean, it's that guy, at least one of the people who worked on it, it's that guy who did all those realistic Pokemon drawings that are all over the internet. He's working on this film. You know that guy's a fan of Pokemon. You know that the people involved in this care about Pokemon, and that's great. It's amazing because it feels like Pokemon. And that's another thing. It doesn't feel like this is like a Smurfs type situation where they're being yanked out of their world and placed into ours. It doesn't feel like that. This feels like the world of Pokemon. This feels like could take place in the Sinnoh region, or in Kanto, or, in some new region within the games that we could actually visit in the games. It feels like that. But on top of that, it feels like our world, which it's great. It doesn't have this thing. This world isn't, oh my god, look, there's Pokemon. It's like, no, there's Pokemon. It's like they're no more special than a dog walking on the street outside. I mean, and dogs are amazing and great and they're special. That's all I'm saying, but you understand the point. A Pikachu in this world is no more crazy than a dog or a cow or a horse or whatever in ours. And I think that's really, really cool. I think it's good that they're doing that because it makes them like the games. That's all I can say. It is like the games. It's like the anime. And I hope that this actually tells a story and has a good story, because that's something that I think Pokemon has been lacking for a very long time. And I think if this is successful, Nintendo and Game Freak might look at this and be like, hey, we should add more of that because people like that in the games. And people like that, react to that well in Let's Go Pikachu. I'm sorry, in Detective Pikachu, and we should add that into our games. That's what I want to see happen. I would actually love if they put this city in a game, even if it was like a Detective Pikachu 2 for like the Switch, which would be great. Also, Nintendo, do that and make that happen. Port Detective Pikachu! Port Detective Pikachu to the Switch. Come on, just do it. Port it. just release it. Summer next 2019, Detective Pikachu port, I'm predicting. And I also think it's great that this, along with like Let's Go, are giving people the opportunity to play these games and to get reinvigorated with Pokemon. You know, Let's Go and Pokemon Go, the app game, and Detective Pikachu are really bringing Pokemon to the forefront of society right now, quite frankly. And I think that that's a really good thing for the series, and that could lead to a lot of good potential, especially if now that Junichi Masuda is stepping down from his director role and everything, and that Let's Go is going to be his last game. I think that getting some new blood in there, especially in a time where it seems like people are going to be more interested in the franchise, could be a very good shift for the Pokemon series, and that excites me. So, I like what I've seen. I know I probably sound like a broken record, because I know a lot of people have been like, this looks super weird and crazy, but I like it. But it's how I feel. I do like it. I think it'll be good. And I didn't think this was going to be good. Although Nintendo, I do have a piece of advice for you. You are making this movie with Warner Brothers. If you're gonna do other live action movies, do them with Warner Brothers. Don't go into this issue that, you know, Marvel had, where they licensed off Spider-Man to Sony and the X-Men to Fox and this and that. No. Pick a studio and go with it. I know that the Mario Brothers movie, the animated one, is supposed to be coming out with Illumination, which it's fine because it's animated. But if you're gonna do live action Detective Pikachu and you want to do like live action Zelda or live action Mario, keep it within this company, because that'll give you the opportunity that if you ever choose to make a crossover film, you can do that without any legal issue. So that's my thing there, because I think making a Nintendo Cinematic Universe could be a very, very cool idea if Detective Pikachu does well and they want to venture into more things. Like, I would love to see like Fire Emblem or Zelda. I think Fire Emblem would probably be the perfect one, though, I think, to do after this. Because Fire Emblem would just let you tell a story of anything. You could make a completely new Fire Emblem storyline, because that's how it works. I guess you could with Zelda too, but I would like to see that happen. And it's cool because this movie even gives me a vibe very similar to the Super Mario Bros. Movie, but in a good way and in the best way possible. So, I think I've talked enough about this now. I'm excited. I want to see it. I think Pikachu looks great. Really like it. I want to have a plushie of Detective Pikachu. Would love to have that. Can't wait for Deadpool 3, so he makes a reference to this. This is going to be hilarious. But, yeah, guys, let me know in the comments, what do you think of Detective Pikachu? Do you want to see this movie? Do you think it's going to be terrible? I want your opinions. Let me know. Is Mr. Mime nightmare fuel? Do you think he's... I don't think he looks that bad, I'll be honest. And, that's it. See you guys later.